All right. Hi, guys. I'm Becky Newman from Earthplace. I just like to say hi and thanks for having me. Today, we are going to meet about some of the live mammals that live here at Earthplace and hopefully learn some interesting facts about them. Some of them native, some of them non-native, some represent native animals, and some cannot be found in the wild anymore. So I am going to start with someone I'm actually not sure. I'm just going to go grab one and then we'll get started. So in my hands right now, I have Barley, who's our domesticated rabbit that lives here at Earthplace. He's been living with us for about 7 years. Their life expectancy is about 10 years. He represents the wild rabbits that live in the wild because wild rabbits do not make good educational animals because they get too stressed out and would have a heart attack during programs. There are about 305 species of domesticated rabbits, domesticated meaning pet rabbits that people keep. And there are only about 13 species of wild ones. And 7 of those are actually cottontails, which we have right here in Connecticut. They live in every continent except for Antarctica. It's a little too cold there. How are you doing? A lot of people think that rabbits are rodents. They are not located in the rodent family. They are missing the extra incisors that rodents have. So they're in their own little family. He is an herbivore. He eats just plants. And the other thing about him is, unlike guinea pigs and other mammals that are herbivores, he cannot eat oranges because it contains too much vitamin C. So they are not fond of their citrus fruits. The males are called bucks and the females are called does. Most rabbits do live in groups. The hares are actually solitary animals and are born ready to be taken care of themselves, where most other rabbits are born where their parents have to take care of them. You'll notice that Barley is actually shedding a lot of hair. You can see it flying on the screen. And that is one of the characteristics that makes mammals mammals. They have fur. All mammals have fur, including humans. The big difference between hair and fur is actually how it's spelt. It is the same thing. It's just that people do not like to be compared or equal to other animals. So we have called it something different. You might think about, well, I bought a dog with hair instead of fur because I'm allergic to the fur. It is actually the dander in the hair and fur that makes us allergic. So it is not really the fur, but the skin and the flakes that come with it. Are you okay there?
We have met Barley. We have met Barley at a birthday party, yes.
Barley is a good rabbit. He will retire to my house when he enters his senior years.
Would rabbits go well with chickens?
Well, and we have chickens at home, so it works out. Rabbits do communicate with each other. When you go into Barley's cage, he will actually thump his back feet and alert other animals in the area that something big and scary is coming and they should stay still so that the scary item or predator doesn't come for them. It also is to try to scare away that predator. Unfortunately for Barley, I am not afraid of him or his big back feet that he uses for jumping. I think we can see his big back feet here. You guys see him in there?
How much of a habitat does a rabbit need?
So a domestic rabbit, it depends. They should all get playtime. My bunnies at home actually have a 2-story condo that is probably about 5 feet by 3 feet and 2 floors. Some people just put them in like 2x5 or 2x4 cages, but you should let them out each day to get more exercise. My old bunnies had free. The reason my current bunny is in a cage or in the condo is my old bunnies had free range in my house. So they'd go up and down the stairs and through all the rooms. They used the litter box. They jump into rocking chairs. So they're pretty good. They could,
Do you think that would make a good pet for seniors?
Well, Well, it depends. Rabbits can live for about 10 years. So if you think you got about 10 years left, they might be a good pet. They don't actually, I do have a vet that'll take a look at these guys. I've taken my rabbits at home to the vet, but they do require vet care every so often. They do get sick or they'll get infections and they have been on medication. But they do love, some of them love to be snuggled and some of them are like cats. I guess they're kind of like cats, right? Because some cats really like us and some cats just want to do their own business. So it depends on their personality. The thing is, rabbits are social, so they like to live in pairs or more. Barley lives with Rye, and they like to have friends. If they live alone, you got to give them a little more loving, if that makes sense, right? But
makes a lot of sense.
Lovable and lovable. The other thing is, if you leave them loose in your house, they will eat the wires and the furniture. Or at least some of them will eat the wires and the furniture. I will admit that I have a phone at home that doesn't work because someone ate the phone cord and I went away for a weekend and the bunny got angry with me. So they ate a hole in a futon mattress.
Well, the technology, maybe the rabbit realized how fast technology's moving. It's like, you don't need this. So,
no, you don't need the phone. You got your cell phone.
Yeah.
Well, and with the carpet, it's funny. She ate a hole in the carpet. And I was like, it's your own fault because I don't want the carpet there. So you're just helping me, but you're going to be angry when I rip it up because I had hardwood floors underneath. She didn't like the hardwood floors. So, but that is it for my bunny. Oh, I should say that they can move their ears to listen. He is actually pretty calm right now. And I know because his ears are down and his nose isn't moving very much. His nose is a telltale sign with how fast it moves is how fast his heart is beating. How's that for an interesting fact, right?
It's very good. I like it. Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm going to put him away and grab somebody else.
Thank you. Bye, Barley. Harper, say goodbye to Barley.
Bye.
Thanks, Harper.
Bye. Bye.
What do you think they're bringing out next, Harper?
Snake.
I say an alligator. I say an alligator.
I want a hedgehog.
I would say it's not a snake or an alligator because wasn't I supposed to do mammals?
Yeah. I wanted to see you wrestle an alligator, Becky. I wanted to see you fight an alligator.
I was like, wait, I grabbed all the wrong animals. All mammals have hair. All mammals take care of their babies and are warm-blooded. So this is my friend Treble, right? Are you checking him out? He is a European ferret. Ferrets are just domesticated polecats that came from Europe. They're also related to weasels here in Connecticut. Their life
That's so cute.
Oh, you're gonna give me hugs and kisses? Thank you.
So you can find these in Connecticut.
Huh?
You can find these in Connecticut?
You cannot find these in Connecticut except for at the pet store. You could find them in Europe, the wild version of them. You can find weasels here in Connecticut, which they're related to. There's an ermine that's super cool in Connecticut that turns white during the winter and brown during the summer. So it uses its camouflage and does live here. There's a black-footed ferret out west, but his other cousin is someone else that we don't want in our houses. Ooh, does my watch taste good? He is related to a skunk. All right, so he does have a little bit of pheromone going on. He doesn't spray like a skunk, but he does have a smell. Some people will recognize that smell. Some people really don't like that smell. It didn't bother me until I started teaching with them. And now I don't like the smell of ferrets, so I'm not sure that I'd want them living in my house, but they are fun. They live for about 5 to 7 years in captivity. They can do some cool things that we can't do. Even when I was younger, I couldn't do this. My 10-month-old daughter can't do this. I cannot, no matter how hard I try, touch my nose to my toes without bending my knees. It's physically impossible, but trouble. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, let's see it. Oh my gosh.
And it's not just
Harper,
because
can
I'm
you
making
try?
him do it.
Harper, try.
Harper's like, no.
That's pretty neat.
So the thing with him is he's got extra vertebrae in his back, so his backbone is much larger than ours, or longer. His backbone starts at here and goes all the way down to here, and his legs are much shorter, so he can actually touch those nose to his toes without trying. He's great in yoga classes. Shows us all up.
Yeah, he's a good yoga.
He's like, yeah, just chill out. Part of the reason is in the wild, they're carnivores, so they eat other animals. They eat wildlife, and they like to eat wildlife that lives in the ground, like chipmunks and moles and voles and shrews. And they're going to go into the ground looking for their food in the wild, and then they're going to try to find it. But when we're hungry, we want to eat. So they go into the hole, and if there's no food, they don't want to have to dig their way out. They actually turn themselves around in their tiny tunnel and go back out looking for their food.
Wow. Are they nocturnal? Are they?
They are more crepuscular, more nocturnal than diurnal, but crepuscular. They're going to come out at dawn and dusk a little bit more when those animals are going home to eat. Oh, where are you going?
We actually had a hawk today attack this morning while the girls were eating breakfast. They were worried our cat was out, and I went out and checked, and I saw a plume of feathers. So is that primarily when they hunt in the morning?
Well, so hawks can hunt all day. Barred owls will do more dusk. Great horned owls more nocturnal. Like a great horned owl would eat a baby skunk. A hawk will hunt all day long.
So is our cat okay or not?
How big is your cat?
She's probably medium size.
So a hawk can take out like a bunny or a chicken, and a great horned owl can take out a skunk. So I would keep my eyes open for that.
So if you're out in the yard with them, are the hawks less likely to try to do anything?
Far less likely if you're out with your pets. So the best thing to do, actually, not just with hawks, but with coyotes and with foxes, is to go out with your pets, because a lot of times our presence will save our pets outside. So we want to make sure.
You hear that, Harper?
It also will help other wildlife, because our cats and dogs and other animals like to go after wildlife because it's what they did in the wild. And if we are outside with them, we can prevent them from digging up like a bunny nest, because bunnies will build nests in the ground.
Sorry, Dad, I'm too busy trying to take a screenshot of the ferret.
Oh, you're taking a screenshot.
I have to tell you, ever since COVID, I have so many pictures of my face on a screen. It's a little bit scary to me. So
one of our, we had a photo contest, and one of the winners was a Zoom call. That's pretty good.
That's kind of, well, it's a show of the times, right? I have a 10-month-old that looks for the phone and the computer, like, where are the people? Where's Zoom? Let's go. And she's only 10 months. Most kids at 10 months want the cell phone. She wants the computer.
Have you seen the Snickers commercial about the guy who walks out and he's in his underwear? Yeah. I thought this was a Zoom thing. It's good stuff.
So,
I'm sure that's happened.
Oh, one last thing with her. I'm going to show you how her mom would carry him around. Are you guys ready? Males have extra scruff on the back of their necks, so their parents would pick them up in their teeth and carry him around like this. Most of the time they'll yawn. Trouble's like, no way, Jose, I'm not going to do it. But all mammals except for humans have that extra scruff, so I'm not actually hurting him.
I do it in my video.
Ferret. It looks like cats can do the same thing.
Take their nails out?
Yes, please do. Okay.
In.
What? Harper, turn your video off. It's all right.
So here's my friend Clove. Clove is actually a guinea pig who is part of the rodent family. Maybe a little bit better pet for seniors because they only live for 4 to 8 years, so it's a little bit shorter life expectancy and less care. They need less exercise, normally need bigger cages than what we provide them, but they don't need as much as the bunny rabbit. They are members of the rodent family, so they have large teeth that keep growing, so they chew a lot of things to keep their teeth from going down. Unfortunately, they no longer exist in the wild. They are only domesticated pets. You can't find anything in the wild that was a guinea pig. They are native, or when they were in the wild, they were from South America and the Andes Mountains in Peru. But now they're just sold in pet stores and found in our homes. They are herbivores, just like those bunnies. So they're just going to eat plants and hay. The good thing is they can actually eat oranges. It's important to give them oranges because they need the different vitamin C. Although guinea pigs look like one just type of breed, you can get long-haired, short-haired. You can also get hairless guinea pigs, but they're still a mammal. There are actually 12 different breeds of guinea pigs. And their name came from, they think, so they make a squealing sound. I'll see if I can make it for you. Or not I, but.
Yeah, I hear it.
There's a little squeal.
Oh, that's cute. I don't think, is it Clove? I don't think Clove has blinked.
Huh?
I don't think Clove has blinked the whole time. She was staring right at us.
Staring, it's scary. So a lot of the animals have not seen a Zoom call, right? So they're like looking at themselves. Things are coming at me.
Oh, that's funny.
So,
oh yeah, there, I heard that.
Right. So she squeals, and that's how the pig part came to our name. And sailors and people used to trade them for guinea, which was money in Old England. It was an English coin, so that's how they got the name guinea pig. So she is a prey animal, which is why her eyes are located on the side of her head. So she wants to be able to look behind her and make sure what's coming at her doesn't get her. Because I have to tell you, her grass and her carrots and her lettuce and her hay does not move very fast.
No.
Right? She's got tiny little feet with no fur, tiny little claws.
Is that why they're not in the wild?
They were over hunted for food and pets and fur, which is just
where are they native to?
They were to the Andes Mountains in Peru.
Okay.
So, which is funny, our next animal is from the same area, but still wild, but not very much. What do you think, guys? Should we take them away and meet one other?
Please blink for us, Clove. Please blink.
No.
He seems aware.
Yeah, they're trying to make sure that nobody's jumping out of the computer screen. Ciao. Ciao. Hi. Don't bite me. Ooh. Can you say hi? So in my hand, I actually have Chow. I need to be a little taller for this.
So cute.
So cute, right? So Chow is actually a chinchilla. Are you ready? You're up high, so that makes you happy. They can live for about 10 to 20 years, but are pretty lovable and take a little bit less care, but a little bit of specialty as well. So they are also native to South America and the Andes Mountains. There is a debate of whether they are actually extinct in the wild. They hadn't found any, and then they thought that they found some in the late 80s, but they are extremely endangered, but still alive. They were sold in the pet trade, in the fur trade, in hunting. So a lot of people used to use their fur for warmth, and that's actually how they got their name. The Chinchilla people used to use their fur for warmth and coats, and people still raise chinchillas on farms to use their fur, which I don't know, the fur is pretty small, so it takes a lot of chinchilla to make coats. It's not my type of coat, but that's just my thought. They do have really dense fur, not the densest fur, but the densest fur of a land animal. So the only animal that has denser fur is a sea otter that lives in the water. So her hair is super, super thick. You can actually see that her fur is shedding. And notice I did just use the word hair and fur interchangeable.
Are they all shedding right now, most animals?
They are, most of them are shedding right now because we've got the change of seasons going on.
Sure.
And although they don't live outside and we have a temperate controlled building and lights and hay, they still sense the seasons changes. So they'll change with the season. We do give them outside playtime. We have an outdoor playpen for all of our animals to partake and enjoy the wild in, just so that they're not trapped up inside all the time. Are you just chilling out there? So she is super, super, super soft, but there's something that we do that she cannot do, or she does different than we do. I like to take a bath or a shower because I get dirty. I play out in nature all the time. She cannot take a bath and shower the way we take a bath and shower. She takes a bath and shower the same reason why I have to give my 10-month-old a shower. So my 10-month-old likes to play in the sand and get dirty. She goes in the sand to take a bath. What happens is she'll get oil on her fur, and the sand, she'll take a sand bath, and the sand will clean the oil off of her fur.
Is that what chickens do? It's like a dust bath? Is that what they call it?
It's a dust bath, and they have a little bowl. It almost looks like a dust tornado when they're in it. So it's kind of fun to watch.
You should do like a slow-mo of that.
Right?
That'd be pretty neat.
We should. That would be a great video, actually. So she takes a dust bath. She doesn't eat a lot of water because, again, if she sweats or her fur gets wet, she doesn't dry and she'd probably freeze. So she does have a water bottle. She can take drinks of water, but her food is all hay and dried pellets. For a treat, she will get one raisin. So just a little bit of water, not too much because they'll make her sick. Right? Oh, why only one? Because if she gets too much water, she'll start to sweat it out and it's not good for her fur.
And she is a predator?
She is prey. She only eats plants, so she's an herbivore. In the mountains, she's gonna jump into cracks to avoid animals from eating her, and birds of prey will eat her, skunks will eat her, snakes will eat her, cats will eat her, wild dogs will eat her. So lots of animals, and people actually hunted a lot of them as well. So she is a prey animal. You'll notice her eyes are on the side of her head. Yeah. One of her defenses, so I told you guys that the ferret had a little bit of an odor being related to the skunk. When she gets super scared, she does something gross as well. She'll spray her urine at you. And we actually have a chinchilla that every time we go into the cage, will spray her urine at us because she's trying to protect herself, keep herself safe. So I guess it makes sense.
Yeah. And she can hear you coming from quite far away, right?
Yeah, look at how big her ears are. So it funnels our sound going into her ear. And she's actually chewing her teeth. She's grinding them right now to keep them short, because if they grow too much, she won't be able to eat or close her mouth.
Mom said that it's over, Dad.
Okay.
Are you done with me, Harper?
No, Harper, the show goes on, Harper.
So chinchillas will live in groups of about 14 to 100 chinchillas in the wild, or if they were still in the wild. We have 3 of them that live here at Earthplace: Chow, Aloha, and Cheerio.
I feel like we had one at the birthday party.
You know, they're one of the favorites. She's got the whiskers. She's so soft.
I like the name Cheerio.
Cheerio. So they're all forms of hello, right? So what if I put her away and take out the one animal that cannot be a pet in Connecticut and is strictly wild? What do you think?
Is it a firecracker?
We'll see.
Is it a snake?
It's not a snake because it's a mammal. Should I give you one other?
Is it a senior?
bear?
Is it a
bear?
senior?
Well, believe it or not, this animal is actually a senior, way past its life expectancy. But I'm going to give you another hint. It is the only flying mammal.
Flying squirrel.
Fly-
Flying squirrels don't fly.
Oh, is
Oh,
that
they
an urban
glide. They
legend?
glide.
Oh my, they glide.
They glide. They don't fly.
Thanks, Sage.
You're welcome. They can fly. Is it penguin?
Huh?
Is it
Is it-
penguin?
No, a penguin's a bird.
Oh
And
yeah.
they can't fly. And this guy is actually super small and super nervous, so I might just have him out for a little bit. And honestly, hold on, let's see if I
The
can.
hamster?
The bat. Oh my gosh. No, get that thing away from me.
Not
Oh,
bad.
No.
Oh, hold on. Can I tell you some cool things about the bat?
yes.
That will
No, I,
maybe
I
make
know
it
they're
something.
fantastic. I know they're fantastic.
That some bats drink blood from insects.
Well, so some bats do drink blood, but they don't live here. Bats around here only eat insects, and she can eat 1,000 mosquitoes an hour. So that in and of
That's
itself,
good. That's good. I don't want mosquitoes.
right, in and of itself is a reason to keep her around. They've also been threatened in Connecticut. There's been lots of different diseases that have been hurting them and taking them out. So their populations are on the decline. I was actually super excited because I saw 2 flying in my driveway yesterday, or 2 days ago, not yesterday. It was yucky outside yesterday. But they do eat like 1,000 mosquitoes an hour, so I'm happy to have them. People will use bat feces called guana for fertilizer. It's great for our plants, so that's also really good. Again, I told you that they're the only flying mammal. They use their forelimbs as their wings. Please don't jump, Echo. They use echolocation to find their food, so they make a sound and it bounces back to tell them if it's food. People use the saying blind as a bat, but bats aren't blind. They actually have pretty decent eyesight, but because they're out at dusk, they're crepuscular, it's hard for them to see. So
It's
they
moving.
Oh, wow. What is it?
He's making
Echo, right?
sound.
What's Echo doing?
making sound, bouncing off the computer.
I'm not a mosquito, Echo. Please don't eat me. Please.
So, and that being said, people think they fly in our hair and they don't. It's because the bugs fly around our hair, so they try to go into our hair. They're looking for the bugs. They're not looking for our hair.
Sage, tell Mom for Father's Day I want a bat house.
Okay, I'll go tell
We're
her.
one of the only true hibernators. So bats will hibernate and groundhogs hibernate, but bears are not true hibernators, so they sleep most of the winter. They can live for 20 years, but most bats in the wild die in their first year because they don't get fat enough to survive their winter. They didn't eat enough insects in their first year. Echo moved in with us because he has a hole in his forelimb or his wing, so he can't survive in the wild. He lives with sonar. They're both getting up there in age. They should have outlived their.
Oh.
She said it's.
He's sonar. Echo got away.
Uh-oh.
So what do you guys feed
fly.
Echo?
He just kind of hopped.
What do you guys feed Echo?
You guys want to see him hop? Can you see him in there?
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, I see him. That's pretty cool.
I just don't like to hold them tight because they're so tiny and fragile. But they are wild and they're great to have around. So guys, that is actually our, I didn't say this, but there are 14,000 species or 1,400 species of bats in the world there. That is 20% of our mammals. And the second largest group of mammals. Rodents are the first, so the guinea pig and the chinchilla, but followed by the bats.
I had no idea. That's amazing.
Right? It's kind of cool.
You would think you'd see many, many more.
Yeah, but so they're also small. There's some big bats, but
Okay.
but that was my 5th mammal for the day. Hopefully you guys had fun, enjoyed it, learned something.
I learned a lot. I appreciate
I'll
it.
tell Harper she missed out on a bat.
You guys can reach out with questions through email. You can find me on the Earthplace website. We have other programs going on too, so feel free to look us up.
Thank you. I had a question, so I just